Welcome, everyone. We are Netanomics. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our tech talk. Netanomics is a small woman-owned business that focuses on developing tools in the field of social cybersecurity, a field which I define for the national academies that is associated with hacking the hearts and minds of the populace through social media. My name is Dr. Kathleen Carley, and I am the CEO of Netanomics. You should feel free to send me email at kathleen.carley@netanomics.com. Netanomics is the name under which Carley Technologies operates. We've been working on developing software algorithms to support the detection and mitigation of information warfare and adversarial influence campaigns for over a decade. In addition to being the CEO of Netanomics, I am also a professor in the School of Computer Science at Carnegie Mellon University. I'm the founder and director of the Center for Computational Analysis of Social and Organizational Systems, better known as CASOS, and the Center for Informed Democracy and Social Cybersecurity, or IDEAS, at Carnegie Mellon. At Netanomics, we leverage our relationships to CMU. The Netanomics team is a strongly interdisciplinary group. It is composed of PhDs and software engineers. We have highly trained engineers, computer scientists, and social scientists, all with expertise in network science, machine learning, and computational linguistics. Team members have experience in working with warfighters to provide them with advanced analytic capabilities. In addition, we train warfighters using a train-as-you-fight approach for social media analytics. Trainees have included various branches of the services with particular emphasis on the public affairs and intelligence officers. Training has occurred with the various groups, for example, with STRATCOM, NATO, and at Fort Bragg. We've engaged in exercises with PACOM and the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force. Netanomics has carried out 4 SBIR's STTR efforts in developing software to detect and combat adversarial influence campaigns. We have licensed software from Carnegie Mellon University's Computer Science College, which further augments our software capabilities. Our enemies know that social media is a key weapon in modern warfare. They are increasingly applying their social media skills to wage total cyber war. This directly affects the warfighter, their families, our allies, and our nation's will to fight. Influence campaigns are conducted using bots, trolls, and cyborgs. They exploit the way we think. They exploit the way we reason about groups. They exploit our cognitive and social biases. They exploit the way social media platforms prioritize and present information. Our adversaries do this by employing information maneuvers to build or destroy groups, to create or break opinion leaders, and to spread their desired content or to minimize the spread of our content. In other words, they exploit these maneuvers to win the hearts and minds of the publics. As COVID-19 began to spread throughout the world, a story came out of China that the underlying virus was invented at Fort Bragg. It was taken to China by our warfighters as part of a military game, and from there it spread throughout the world. Using social media, violent extremist groups seek to recruit warfighters to enhance their ability to carry out attacks. ISIS was known to find families of warfighters on social media and use that to threaten them. These are examples of how we are losing the media war. To carry out their missions, the Navy and the Marine Corps need scalable solutions for exploiting social media to identify, assess, and counter adversarial influence campaigns, to protect warfighters from being recruited, and to protect their families from being exploited. They need to be able to assess stories like the one from China and determine who is paying attention and determine how to counter it. The need to be able to assess their own stories to see what vulnerabilities are and what they are exposing for the adversary to use is also there. Netanomics provides solutions to such problems. One such solution is the BEND framework that we have developed. BEND allows you to assess who is conducting an influence campaign, against which target, using what methods, and is achieving what impact. BEND takes into account the fact that during an information war, the adversary will influence the content of the message and the adversary will influence who is talking to whom, thus altering the narrative and the community. They will start and stop topics, they will build and break groups, they will support and undermine opinion leaders. At Netanomics, we have identified 16 core maneuvers that are routinely conducted by our adversaries. These include the standard 4Ds of information warfare: dismiss, distract, distort, and dismay. However, our work with the DoD has led us to move beyond these to also include marketing strategies such as engaging, explaining, exciting, and enhancing. Further, we find that adversaries send messages in social media explicitly aimed at manipulating groups by neutralizing or backing an opinion leader, building a group where none existed, or nuking an ongoing group, bridging two groups together to make the groups larger, neglecting one so that it becomes of little interest to anyone, boosting a group's apparent size, or narrowing a group's size. Whether these maneuvers are conducted on naval personnel in attempts to recruit them, on their families in attempts to make them feel unsafe, by our allies to forge or break alliances, by our adversaries in attempts to undermine the USA, these different kinds of maneuvers can now be measured and assessed automatically using technology that we have created at Netanomics. One important mission for which this new technology is an absolute must is identifying state-backed adversaries using artificial intelligence and data mining technologies to craft sophisticated botnet armies that work collaboratively on these maneuvers. Another is identifying influence campaigns in social media to manipulate and compromise the warfighter and their families. At Netanomics, we are building a software tool that can automate the detection of adversarial influence campaigns, identify their target, assess the maneuvers being made, and evaluate their impact. It can be used to identify adversarial collaboration, inauthentic actors, and to evaluate potential countermeasures to block or mitigate the adversarial influence campaign. It can also be used to assess Blue Force messaging for potential impact. Now, other researchers and companies have developed sentiment analysis tools and simple bot detection algorithms. They have developed general support for assessing information activities. They typically assess social media for trends and topics and the reach of a message. Our technology does this, but in addition, our technology enables a deep dive into what the adversary is doing and how they are doing it. Our technology combines high-dimensional network analytics, machine learning, and computational linguistics to operationalize social and psychological theories of persuasion and social influence. This provides a dramatic improvement in the operational capability afforded to the warfighter. For example, where other companies can recognize that Chinese state-sponsored media sent messages about COVID originating at Fort Bragg and assess the reach of that stories, our technology can be used to tell you that there was a small army of bots surrounding the Chinese media account that took the story, pushed it, and amplified the reach of the Chinese media. This technology can also tell you that the story was part of an influence campaign designed to create dismay among the U.S. and its allies and to distract people from looking at the Chinese origins of the virus. At Netanomics, we have developed an automated system to assess adversarial influence campaigns. This system can reliably detect, classify, and assess the impact of information maneuvers conducted by the adversaries. The system can evaluate the impact of those maneuvers on targeted community at both the narrative and social level, and this can be done in over 30 languages on millions of messages. In addition to providing analytic capabilities to assess influence campaigns, the company's solution also brings in additional features. These include new and improved bot, troll, and cyborg detectors, stance assessment capabilities, hate speech detectors, and new algorithms for assessing the anticipated emotional state of the community in response to messages. Combined, our solution makes it possible for the DoD analysts to go beyond surfing social media to being able to identify actors and groups of interest, their activities, and their impact. Our prototype system for analysis of social media content has been developed and applied on real-world data. It has been presented to DoD users in order to assess its efficacy. Our system has been used in several military exercises, including NATO's Trident Juncture exercise. At the DoD Defender 21 exercise, our system and the associated training videos were used. Bend analytics have been applied to the Hong Kong riots, the terror events in France during COVID, and in numerous other contexts. It is currently at TRL 5 and is on its way to TRL 6. Currently, our enhancements are focused on new stance assessment algorithms, extremism detection, effective use of cyber-mediated emotional sensors, and the development of the ability to track bend maneuvers that operate over time and on countermeasure assessment. Our end goal is to be incorporated into a program of record. We plan to provide and support a fully automated bend analysis system to a prime contractor, providing overall C4I systems to commanders in the field. The key advantages of our automated software approach over the human analyst are the following. 1, the ability to analyze much larger volumes of open source data and to do it more quickly. 2, insight into adversarial intent and impact. 3, improved identification of inauthentic actors in social media spaces. 4, reduced human bias in interpreting open source data. And 5, the ability to operate in over 30 languages. To transition to the fleet, we are looking for an operational partner who can place our automated system into an operational test environment. Additional funding can accelerate a fully web-based solution in addition to the existing standalone solution. This will support both low-side and high-side operations. Our automated system for detection, assessment, and mitigation of adversarial influence campaigns supports DoD, Navy, and Marine Corps missions in intelligence, public affairs, and in manpower support. There are also numerous commercial uses for this technology. For law enforcement, it helps with the analysis of gangs and the identification of their behaviors. In healthcare, it can be used for many things, including helping public health groups assess and monitor public responses to disinformation. For other organizations in general, it can help them monitor their social media space to understand how their customers are responding to their edicts. We are here to find operational partners who can help us integrate our software into the overall C4I systems for use by warfighters in the field. We need access to operational data to further improve our tools. We need access to operational users to test the system, and we need additional funding. We want to connect with DoD prime contractors who can deliver these. We would be very happy to tell you more about our solution to these major DoD needs, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your attention. This is Kathleen Carley from Carnegie Mellon and Netanomics signing off.